A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird, Magic, or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
I'm gonna preface this video with a comment. Try not to hold the phone all up to my face while I talk, because I hate the way my videos sound when I don't use my headphones. But let me say this, man. You have a lot of black men that are bitter, hurt, angry, and upset because the right woman, certain women, didn't give them any play in high school, in college, or in life, period. So that's a problem. And a lot of these brothers refuse to face their shortcomings and what they're lacking that's stopping them from getting a woman. I'm just being honest. And so they don't. It's like trying to go to the bank, right? If I try to go to the bank and I try to get a loan, right? But I have a 425 credit score. I don't have any equity in my home. I don't have any collateral. I don't have my tax returns are, showing $25,000, $30,000 worth of income. And I want to borrow $250,000. And when I don't get the loan, I complain and say, you know what? It's because they're racist. They're redlining me. You get what I'm saying? I'm sorry and I'm not trying to speak and say redlining is fake. What I'm saying is a lot of black men that you hear on the YouTube complaining about black women are lacking. I hate to say it. I'm not saying anything about this brother in particular, but he was the centerpiece of this video, so I'm gonna put him in here. But a lot of times you look at bros, you look at their pictures, and you can see why they on YouTube bitching about black women. I'm sorry. And another thing, there's a such thing as being lame. There's a such thing as you just not polished enough to get women. I'm sorry. Don't just, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the excuse making from us as men. A lot of women are fucked up. I will admit, a lot of our women have a lot of silly hangups. They date wrong. They choose wrong. They do. They've done. I will admit, a lot of women choose wrong. I made a video about Melissa Ford, how you chose wrong. You about to be in your 40s, and she's in her 40s, and you complain about a man. You're Melissa Ford. You had every guy in the world trying to holler at you from the 90s until now, and you can't get a man. You did something wrong. Sorry. Own it. That's what I said, right? But I'm also gonna be consistent with men, brothers. We cannot get away with making excuses and not facing our own. Look, if you are the best version of yourself, then you go, and if you can't get a woman in, then it's whatever at that point. But because what I'm saying, but I feel like a lot of brothers that talk this shit aren't together. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? Sub-Zero 3639 coming back at you with another installment. Let me say this, man. Did a hangout yesterday with O'Shea. Shout out to the homie. Great hangout, man. I like O'Shea. Good brother. Let me say this, man. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. There were a few brothers on the hangout that really said some things that kind of took me down another path. Now, on numerous occasions, I've made videos about black women and their issues, their consumerism, about working out, even the single mom issue. I've tackled that, right? But one of the things that I just find really kind of interesting was that one of the brothers yesterday on the Hangout actually had the audacity to say that just downright white women are just better, less stress. And let me say this, man. When I hear stuff like that, I have a problem. It's one thing to tell brothers, hey man, explore your options, go see the world, go get a woman with less that's not in a gynocentric, whatever. I get that. But when you say white women are better, let me do this. Let me give you a little sample. Check this out right here.
One in 3 American women
and equal rights for women in the United States
have been found guilty of raping a West Virginia teenager.
Misogynist rantings would be at home in the far-reaching internet subculture widely described as the men's rights movement.
Declaring the month of October to be Bash a Violent Month.
I decided to go where no feminist has gone before and meet these men's rights activists.
Men and boys are in crisis and they need your support because they are human beings too. And you will not shame anybody here into silence about it anymore.
Every society survived based on its ability to train its sons to be disposable.
The U.S. government does not want to send you to die. It would rather send me to die.
93% of workplace fatalities are men. 4 of 5 suicides.
The family court system truly is biased against men. I mean, there's just no question about it.
How can anybody not be angered by it? But if you start to talk about those issues, people get hostile.
You are f***ing dumb.
We're somehow disempowered because we're white men. Maybe it's just because you're pathetic.
The paradigm that most people live by. Men have all the power, women don't make the same money for the same work. That is feminist training.
Flexibility in roles is where we should be all headed.
So where do the men's movement and feminism disagree?
Is the men's rights movement the gender version of the white nationalism?
The men's rights movement is quite backlash. Grandfather's generation probably had it pretty well, grow up.
She told her friend she's going to trick me into fathering the child.
I called a bunch of domestic violence shelters. Every place said, we don't help men.
When I reported my domestic assault, I did not bring up the fact that I was sexually assaulted. There was no way he was going to believe that I was going to be a victim of sexual assault.
Although evil's the world's from patriarchy, but we're the ones dying, and we die for you guys.
I don't know where I'm headed, what I believe.
This is not flattering to men to talk about men's vulnerabilities.
We're not blaming men. We just named everything bad after them.
I think I agree with everything you said, but there's still some kind of unsettling doubt.
Okay, so white women are better, but their men are downright revolting right now, number one. Number two, they have a whole movement of guys teaching their men how to talk to women, how to do what they got to do. And I don't have a problem with the PUA in community, right? You got all these different communities dealing with issues. The movie Revenge of the Nerds, Nerds and all that. Those old movies from back in the day, right? Why did they have movies like that? Why were they able to talk about that? Even with Peter Parker in the early 1960s, the character that was written, girls would joke on him and talk about him for being socially awkward, a nerd, a lot of different things, right? I don't even think they used that term back then, but he was a square, let's just keep it a buck. Back then, I think that term square meant something different. Today, it just means a guy with a job. But back then, it meant something different, right? So the point I'm trying to make is white women are, first of all, not physically as attractive as black women, not as curvaceous. Number two, there's an article where they went and surveyed all these white women, right? And I'm going to put the link to the article in the description. But I want you guys to check this shit out. That way because I want you to get it straight from the horse's mouth. All right. Now the article is from a website it's on bigthink.com, dollars and sex / do women value ethnicity over income in a mate. All right. So do women value ethnicity over income in a mate? So here's the question. This I'm reading from the article. So here's the question. If a woman cares about her mate's income or ethnicity, and I'm trying to drive and read, so bear with me. What would a man's income have to be able, be careful. What would a man's income have to be to want to contact him even though he is of a different race than her? Imagine the following experiment. A woman can choose between communicating with two men. One earns $60,000 a year and is the same race as her. The other earns X dollars per year and is one of three races than her. Now, of course, they it's white women. You'll see why. All right, they're really talking about white women. Every other observable characteristic about the two is identical. What would X have to be in order to make a woman prefer the man in the other ethnic group? See, this is information that we don't see. A lot of guys like to go and get articles and shit and say things about, well, black women this and black women that, and the black woman is just a special case because nobody let's look at some shit. Let's get there, okay? Now, the article says the results are striking. An African American would have to earn $150,000 more in order for a white woman to prefer him over a white man. Did you hear that? So your ass got to earn $204,000 a year. She got to get her a damn black doctor for her to prefer you over a white guy earning $60,000. That's damn. It depends on where you get $60,000 in white collar or blue collar. You could be a damn plumber making $60,000 a year. Not this, it's not as prestigious as a damn doctor. So you got doctors that probably make 180, 190. She still would prefer a white man over him. Ain't that some shit? But you don't hear that. See, we like to act like black men are the number one apex predator in the world. No, it's white men. Number one. Number two, a lot of women just want to fuck black men because the rumors that we have huge dicks. Let's just keep this shit a buck. A Hispanic man would need to earn only $77,000 more than a white man. So all he got to do is make $137,000 and he in there. An Asian man would need remarkably an additional $247,000. So his ass got to earn $307,000 of additional income. So do women value ethnicity over income in a mate? They certainly seem to. If income, let me start reading that shit. That's about it. But the point I'm trying to make is this, man. Black men are not just 100% the top of the damn totem pole. Just because Asian women prefer white men, that throws black women at the bottom and Asian men at the bottom. But don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Black men are right there, right above Asian men. Like we right just a hair above them. It's not like we're just, and look, I'm not shitting on us as black men. I think there's a lot of good brothers out there. I think there are a lot of good black women out there. I'm sorry, I do. Now the brother said, I'm gonna play the clip of what they said and I'm gonna come back.
Out of code in the black community, or should that be a requirement if you can participate in black community situations?
One thing I don't think it's out of code at all. I think it's absolutely nonsense to even think like that. Usually the folks who are always talking about, hey, you got to marry a black woman. You got to marry a black woman. Those folks usually aren't married. Like my man said, usually they're disgruntled with their own relationship. And this usually applies to black men. Okay, when black women are running around with Tom Cruise and those folks, nobody's hounding on those folks. But when black men like Sidney Poitier and other like Michael B. Jordan is the next one on the black firing line, where he was on a yacht with white women and all of a sudden he's a bad man, right? It's always like that, and I think it's absolutely outrageous. And one thing I also want to say is that in 2018, the incarnation of black women, all right, not all, but I'm going to say there's a high majority that are very promiscuous. They have baby after baby after baby. I mean, you know, the attitude is outrageous. Most men nowadays, especially black men who are waking up, they want to be leaders in their household. They can't be leaders when the majority of black American community is a matriarchal community. It won't happen. A white woman is more likely to let you lead, and guess what? Take care of your kids. You'll be able to take care of your kids most of the time. Okay, with black women, you get mad, you don't follow her directions most of the time. She's gonna run to the child support office. She's gonna call the cops on you. She's gonna do these certain things. So as a black man in 2018, if you're successful, you made sure you didn't have any kids out of wedlock, you went to school, you're doing well for yourself, you want to make sure you pick the best mate for yourself. And sometimes, and a lot of the time, let me say, it's not a black woman. It's just not. And a lot of these guys that make it, they're put in a box where you have to be, how can I say this? You have to actually be, you know, have this ghetto type of mentality, this criminalistic mentality that a lot of black women love. You know, they love going out with thugs. So as a guy who's successful, you don't fit into that category. And the prime black women, the ones that look good with the Brazilian hair weave, not the Indian one, those ones won't talk to you. You get what I'm saying, O'Shea? Those ones won't. We want the ones with the Brazilian hair.
O'Shea, come in there when you get a chance, man. After this,
I got you, man. I got you.
Woo!
Hey, man, he coming in there with the hot fire, man. I should have collabed with you a little bit. Hey, look, he got look at ABL. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me go to my man Sub-Zero, and then we'll go to Edward. Go ahead, Sub-Zero.
let me say this, man. I don't fuck with white women. It's never to me. I think they treacherous. A lot of my friends I played at Auburn got dogged out, stabbed in the back. They snakes, a lot of them. I'm tired of these people coming on the internet acting like the white woman is so much virtuous. Because to me, it's almost like, well, damn, everything we see is white. It seems to be better. It's just, I'm like, just by sheer fact that she is white, she's better. Fuck that shit. I don't fuck with white women. That's me. Also, when it comes to black women, since I've been in middle school, I dated pretty women my whole life. So I don't get that. Maybe I don't know what it is, but I don't think like that. I don't have to do all that shit. A lot of times when you hear dudes talking like that, a lot of these dudes have shit they missing. They fucked up in the game. They don't look right. A lot of you might have a job, an engineering degree. You might be doing well, but you probably are lame yourself and don't know how to talk to a woman, or you probably don't know how to dress. I'm gonna keep this shit real. Gotta like it. I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. And to me, I guess it's this. I'm all for empowerment. I'm not for matriarchy. Let me get it out. I'm not for matriarchy. We can toe that line. But I'm sorry. It's like, if you want to go out the country and get a black woman from another country, I don't have no problem with that. But to me, the most optimal situation is for me to have black children. Now, if you don't and you get with a white woman, I don't think that means you're not quote unquote on code. You can be like a Nate Parker. I respect that brother. Don Peebles. A lot of black men that have white women or been with other women of other races, and it's cool. I have no problem with that. But can I finish?
Go ahead, Sub-Zero. Jermaine, I come back. Go ahead.
It's cool, but I just think sometimes I think that when brothers do that, are they on code with the other stuff? If you're not doing the other stuff, then it's indicative of something. But if you're doing other things like trying to empower your people, then it's cool. But a lot of times when people get with a white mate, they turn on their own people. They don't do a lot of things, or they just say, fuck, I'm gonna be a super hyper individual and I don't care about my community. And that's that. So that's just, it is what it is. I know I'm alone on this panel.
I'm one of the brothers that, it is what it is. But I'm a step for what I believe in, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I gotta say something about that.
Erica, if you want to get on later, I'll bring you on also. Cause I sent you a link, I think, or the Taboo, and Big J will be the next. And if I have enough room, I'll let you guys come on at a certain time. Marcus Brown, Coach Panel, what exactly is black? Has it ever changed? Killer. Okay, let's do this. Okay, who has something that they want to say? I will set the timer for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I want to clear something up.
I want to say something.
I want to clear something up, bro, because people saying Sub-Zero.
Okay, see,
saying some of the stuff about it.
13 people talking. Okay, so Sub-Zero, and then Nagone, and then Jermaine. Go ahead, Sub-Zero.
Let me say this, brother. To me, because I love black people, I care about our future. I don't want my bloodline bred out of existence and stuff like that. I believe that the black man should get with a black woman. Now, I'm not gonna say this is what I won't do. What I won't do is say that there ain't some attitudes. I ain't stupid. I'm a black man from America. I done dealt with some of the same shit y'all have. So what I'm saying is, there's this thing like me and Edward Anderson have had hangouts. We talked about dating interculturally, even within America. And if so, then you leave the country, snap your passport. I don't have no problem with that. I never shun brothers for that. But I was just saying, to me, there's a section of YouTube. Maybe it's not you brothers, the ones that's giggling and laughing when I say something. But some of these brothers on YouTube do talk like the white woman is better. And I don't see statistically I don't see any empirical data backing that. We look at divorce, we look at a lot of the things, and even within their community, they're where we were in the 90s. So it's like going to get a woman from the 90s because they're the 50% out of birth rate, out of marriage birth rate, a lot of stuff. The negatives that we saw in our community, they're only about 20 years behind us. So it's that's all I was saying. Now I'm not saying that that you can't go out the country. I didn't say I'm not dick policing by no stretch. But what I will never say is that the white woman is better. Never.
Okay, let me do this real quick, guys. I'm gonna read a brother's super chat. He said I didn't read them, so let me do it. Killer Jeffo, thank you so much, brother. You said ABL thinks white man's better, biscuits are warmer. Only coons have a problem with the word coon. Okay, brother, those are the two super chats that I wrote. Marcus Love, half the panel, dick police and black men, stall us out. Erica Williams, 5% brothers have passports, so you really mean 5%. Okay, so I hope that satisfies you, brother. Let's go to Nagone and then Jermaine.
Okay, I want to go ahead to Jermaine. Okay. Yeah. Ed, hey, back down. All right. Very quickly, let's put it like this. When we look at black people getting married, all right, they are marrying black women. All right, that's where the majority of this is going. So, numbers are showing that out. I don't believe that we should be dick policing anybody, but that's just kind of how I see it. And the numbers of going towards black men are marrying black women. That's kind of what's going on the numbers. That's it.
Hello? Oh, that's it?
Okay, no, Jermaine.
Oh, okay. What I want to say is that, and I want to go back to the brother. I forgot what his name was. Forgive me, but he was talking about marketplace. Okay, and the way a lot of brothers look at it is
about to get off. I know me and you gonna keep going, but go ahead. I don't know if I took the feeling. I may have hit a nerve. I'm sorry, brother. I don't know what I did. But
no, brother, you didn't hit a nerve at all. Actually, you made a very good point when you brought up marketplace. And the marketplace right now, if you're looking at the market and you want to have a good, successful relationship, you will put maybe some of the attributes of the black woman next to other women of ethnicities if you want to go that route. And a lot of black brothers look at the attributes and of the marketplace, and they can say, hey, this comes with a whole bunch of package that I don't want, and the majority come like that. So why wouldn't I look somewhere else where I can have I
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said another country. I said you can go to another country.
Always have to deal with quote unquote race and being black. But just
Well, I mean, yeah, but see, that's
because
because now we're getting into my value system. See, I care about being black. I got some Pan-African and black nationalists in me. You don't. You got an American flag behind you.
No,
You're a little different.
well, let me stop you right there, brother, because I want you to understand my parents come from Ghana, West Africa. I'm a first descendant.
Oh, okay.
I want you to understand that. So I tell my story on my show about how my father came from this country. When he worked hard, he went to school here. How he graduated, how he took the citizens test.
This is what we were talking about when we were live at work.
Is that there's a certain mentality that a lot of black Americans have in this country, and it has to do with a family and the way that they look at the world, and that victimhood mentality, and it is all rooted in that. The fact that you will suffer all your life to wait for a good black woman is absolutely
I don't have to. I'm a black cat. Let me say this. I don't have to. I'm a black man. I make a big figures. If I want to hop a plane, go to Africa, I can. That's not easy. That's not a problem. Go ahead.
Okay, Brent.
Okay, so y'all heard that bullshit. This is the thing, man. I came in, I said, man, fuck black women. You know, I fuck white women. You know why? Because at the end of the day, I think we got our heads too. When you say some shit like that, that's damn near some Willie Lynch shit. That's white is better. The white man's ice is colder. Fuck that, man. I can't stand niggas like that. And Tariq Nasheed, when he talked about bed bugs, I think he spoke to that. That was really telling, man. Like black men that want access to white pussy get on my damn nerves. That's like, it's one thing if you just, like I said, and I started having a conversation with the brother. I said, look, I don't have a problem with brothers leaving the country. If you want to go get a black woman from Africa, Brazil, Dominican Republic, wherever, I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have no disrespect for that, brother. But for you to just 100% shit on all black women, why does it have to be a black woman? Like, because motherfucker, I give a damn about my black legacy. I care about having black children. I care about building black wealth. You see, technically, if you get with the right woman and you fuck around and pop a baby out, it depends. It really depends. If those children are going to be mixed, right? And those children are probably going to date white 9 times out of 10. Most of the time, mixed interracial people that especially look white can especially like a little boy, he's going to look like his mother. He's probably going to date white. Because a lot of times if you have a middle class lifestyle, this is I made a video about this. You guys remember a while ago, Ricky Smiley caught some flack because his son, who goes to a predominantly white school, it has been around white children his whole life, pretty much. He feels as though he's made a comment like, well, I don't really see black women as attractive. I just, I see them as like my sister. I just don't see them. And so everybody got up in arms about this shit. But see, this is what happens when you send your children. As much as we as black people would want to have our children matriculate into middle income, middle America and shit like that, what happens is black men a lot of times have their children, when you send your children to these places, you're gonna get, they're gonna get stuck and sucked into a vortex that is pretty much white is best, white is right. I mean, that's the culture. So when you see shit like that, that's what it is. That's why, what's her face? Azalea Banks says the dumb shit she says. Because Azalea Banks, I'm gonna go bouncing up and down on some white dick. I don't need you. Fuck you, niggers. Da-da-da-da, you niggas. Like, bitch, you dark-skinned black woman, you bleaching your damn skin. What the fuck is wrong with you? And my thing is, real talk, like, this is my thing. If a person dates a white woman, you fine. Look, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But when you date white women and talk shit or tell us to go and get with a white woman is less stressed, now you full of shit, because the divorce numbers and all the numbers show that white women and black men marriages aren't successful. They fail just as much. Number one, that's a fact. Number two, I'm not really one of these guys that's on this white is right or get a woman out your race. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't even think shout out to Elwood Anderson. He talks about dating interculturally. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a good way to look at it. Dating interculturally is a good way of looking at things. But when I hear people say shit like, well, I mean, a black woman, is the problem, and the black community is where it is just because of black women. Just because, like, that's the thing. Like, it turned into a requiem on black women. When and with black men, this is something I find that's a correlation that I never see people do. We'll forgive a woman, we'll forgive a brother for fucking up and having a felony and selling drugs and doing dumb shit, right? He could do something at 19 and he fucked up and he a felony, it's cool. But a woman who I think is actually easier to fuck the wrong guy than it is to get out here and sell drugs and do some dumb shit. Because a guy, men can lie, men do, or you don't know the future, so a guy can be one way one day, and the next he grows up and he just turns out not to be shit because he moves out of his parents' house and he doesn't have what's on the inside to sustain himself. And he winds up selling drugs, or he winds up robbing and doing some dumb shit, and he's locked up. But you'll hear brothers shit on these women. You chose that, live in it. Like, we do that shit, right? We'll scream and shout and do that shit. But then when it comes to, a brother with a felony, we want to talk about the prison, the racism, and the prison, school to prison pipeline. It's not his fault that but we'll shit on single moms. I think they both in the same goddamn category, you ask me. In fact, I would give a woman with a child way more credit, or slack, I ain't gonna say credit, more slack than I'll give a dude that would made a dumb choice. I'm sorry. Like, and I know some of my people that subscribers are felonies. I'm not shitting on you. What I'm saying is, it's a strike against you. It doesn't mean that you can't redeem yourself and live your life. I think they should be talking about the school to prison pipeline. I'm willing to give brothers a chance that have had a felony. Maybe you did grow and evolve as a man into a man, and you did some dumb things when you were younger, and you shouldn't be penalized the rest of your life for making a dumb choice. Why can't the rules apply on the other end? Number one, if you dated a guy in high school, let me tell you something. I'm gonna admit this. When I was in junior high, certain girls I dated in junior high, you ought to see them now. I'd be ashamed to say I dated their ass. But when we were in high school, they was the shit. You get what I'm saying? But when we were in high school or we were in middle school and shit like that, these girls were the damn dimes. They were it. Guys all over the city wanted these girls. Now, if you see a lot of these girls, they older, they've had 3 or 4 kids. I'm in my 40s, so obviously the chicks I'm talking about now don't look like shit. They hit the wall 10 years ago. Let's just keep a lot of them did. Not all of them. Some of them still look good in their damn 40s. But for the most part, most of the girls that were in high school that were the cream of the crop that everybody wanted to date now look like their mothers did when their mom used to come up there, and you see the mom and she all fat and ugly and out of shape, and then you see the daughter all slim and everybody's trying to talk to her. Like, there's this one girl named Fatima. I never forgot. Everybody thought she was the damn truth. By the time we were 23, 24, Fatima's face blew up like a goddamn balloon. I saw Fatima, I was like, damn, she just ain't. But when she was in the 7th, 8th grade, she was the shit. I had another chick named Sasika, whatever her name was. Beautiful. Beautiful. Half black, half Latino. Had a body like a damn Coke bottle. Flat stomach, perfect perky breast, nice round basketball ass. If you see that chick now, she look like who done it and why. Right? But I'm making a point. The point I'm trying to make is, when and a lot of these women that I'm talking about are ratchet, hood chicks. But when you're in junior high, it's not as clear cut and defined. It's either you're popular or you're not. That's how it is in high school. It's not our junior high or school period. It's not, okay, she ratchet. We as adults think like that. Now, are there some girls even in high school that I was like, this is a bottom bitch? Yes. For the most part, yes. But a lot of times there's still that innocence with kids. They're not, they haven't been, they're becoming who they are or we're going to be as adults, but there's still a level of innocence in junior high with girls and stuff that isn't there when they 25, 30, 35 years old. You see what I'm saying? And life has happened. Now they really are who they were going to be. So I know girls that were good A students in school, fucked around, popped out a baby at 20. dropped out of school. Now they ratchet as hell working at the grocery store. But they was damn A students. If you saw them in the 8th grade, you'd have thought she's gonna be a damn doctor or something. So what I'm saying is, it goes the same for men as well. Like girls, a lot of times when they date in school, they'll date a guy who just so happens to later on not be shit. But we'll throw them under the bus. Living it, bitch. You know, you know how guys do, man. These guys out here, keep your foot on these bitches' neck. You know, we got these type of guys that say this shit. And a part of it, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I'm not shitting on anybody on the Hangout per se. But what I'm saying is, part of these guys that make these points, a lot of times have been hurt and they're angry about some shit that happened to them. Like, and I'm not saying this like because I have a dog in the fight. I'm a black man myself. I see the fuckery that a lot of black women will put us through. I'm not gonna just get them a complete exoneration. No, black women be on some bullshit too. I'm not gonna lie, right? But what I will say is a lot of black dudes. Shout out to my homeboy MOT, Man of Tomorrow. I was talking to him yesterday. He made a point. He said, man, 80% of black men ain't shit either. Like, we talk about 80% of black women. A lot of these dudes ain't shit. I didn't have a problem with the other brother when he said, the brother with the dreads on, I forgot his name, but he made a point. He said, man, a lot of black men don't like to be called on their shit. They don't. So they'll talk about getting out of their race and dating other women. Let me say this about dating outside your race. This is just my take on it, right? Before you talk shit about your own women, your own race of women, before you go and leave and go travel to, not even travel, you just start dating white women. I'm not even gonna give you the travel because that I made that point and that was a problem too, obviously. Like he had a problem with that. Like I said, why not just date black women from foreign countries if you really want to date black women? Why you gotta fuck with a woman from a white one or some shit like that? If that's what you want to do, I'm not gonna shame you for it, but don't talk shit. This nigga, my thing is with people, man, y'all gotta excuse me, my damn nose messed up again. But my thing is with people, make sure you done all the shit you gotta do to make sure you are the best version of yourself before you can go and start talking about what's not possible, what's not feasible. You get what I'm saying? You got brothers that went to college, got their degree at 22 years old, and that's their only fucking accomplishment. They work at a company making $50,000, and they talking about they can't get a woman, and black women, but then you look at them, you fat, you out of shape, you don't know how to dress, your teeth fucked up, your hair done receded to the middle of your fucking head. Like you you ain't the cream of the crop anyway. Like if black women were nice to black men, you still wouldn't be able to get one because you the bottom of the fucking totem pole in the black community with men. I'm just being you're not gonna be able to get better than a 5. I don't give a fuck how nice black women are. They still ain't gonna fuck with you because your shit ain't together. Your shit's not crisp. I ain't saying you gotta look like Ghost from Power, but goddamn. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do your part. A lot of us as black men don't want to do our parts to make sure that we are at the best we can be. I'm saying in life, you need to be the best version of yourself, not just for pussy, but just in general. You need to be, presentation is everything, brother. Every time somebody sees you, they make a judgment call as to what they think you are, what they think about you. The first 7 seconds, they say. You get what I'm saying? But people don't want to hear that shit. They want to act like it's all blamed on the black woman. The black woman just don't want to choose. She prefers thugs. No, a lot of times she'll choose a nigga over your ass because he actually cares about how he looks. He's actually doing a lot of, he's actually more personable or gregarious. He'll come up to that woman, put his arm around, talk to her, say what's up, make her laugh, show a sense of humor, and that's how he got her. Most of the brothers that talk shit, no disrespect to that brother on there, but a lot of brothers that look like him, a lot of times are scared to walk up to women. I ain't saying he is, I don't know him personally. But a lot of brothers that look like him know they're not like physically, pleasing to the eye, aesthetically pleasing. I'm sorry, you just not. So you go probably have to date outside your race because you probably can't get a damn black. You gonna get a black woman, but you're gonna get a 5. You're not gonna be able to go out there and get that dime. And you got delusions of grandeur. You want to go out here and date way above your pay grade, bro. Just real talk. Like because the brother made in the video was like, well, a lot of these brothers, a lot of these women, only the dimes don't want to date nothing but thugs. No, I date dimes. I've dated dimes. I've dated a bunch of them. I've dated tons of them. I know brothers, a bunch of brothers, my homeboys, they date beautiful women. They not drug dealers. They not thugs. Fuck you talking about? 90% of black men don't sell drugs. Who are they fucking? Who are these women fucking? Only 10%? So 100% of the women are only fucking 10% of the men? Because I made the point. I said, bro, so you telling me that you only dated, according to you, 5s or worse because you couldn't get a dime because you said all dimes date drug dealers and thugs. They don't want you. They don't want men like you. Or could it be your shit just ain't crisp, nigga? Don't put it off on she just want to date thugs. Don't tell me that a brother like a Will Smith can't get a woman. That's you full of shit. No. Your shit is not together. And you don't want to hear nobody, just like you talk about these women and how they shit ain't together, and black women this and they that, they not crisp. Your ass ain't crisp. I'm gonna call you out on that shit. Don't get mad, fix it. Fix it. Look, I ain't saying, look, DNA, you can't help it when you look. You fucked up in the face and you ugly. But goddamn it, you can be crisp. You can have your shit together. I'm sorry, you can still fix that. Those are two different things. You can take an average looking ass guy, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm gonna make this point, and I know a lot of women gonna disagree. I think Idris Elba is an average looking ass black man. I think Morris Chestnut is an average looking ass black man. I think Taye Diggs, although he done pissed off a lot of black women, is an average looking ass black man. But when you see Idris Elba in a movie wearing suits and shit, and you see Taye Diggs in a movie, right? Taye Diggs was in Best Man, the second one, Holidays or whatever. And Taye Diggs had a scene, he was walking with his pea coat and his scarf and his hat and shit. And I was watching it with some girls who was around the house one day. We was watching it. And it was like, if he wasn't so this, that for white women, he looked good, he fine, this and that. They talking shit about Michael B. Jordan, right? If Michael B. Jordan worked at Rings or some factory somewhere, would it be that much animosity? No. The average, now, it's certain guys that just look good, right? Ghost is a nice looking guy, no homo, I ain't with that gay shit. But Ghost is a nice looking guy. Omari Hardwick, nice looking guy. You know what I'm saying? Certain guys you look at like, okay, I can see it. The guy from Queen Sugar, the dark skinned guy, I can see why sisters might really be attracted to this guy. Then there are certain guys you just look at like, no, I don't see that shit. See what I'm saying? I see him. I ain't saying he's ugly, but he's not like just some drop dead, like attractive guy that women gonna just be jumping all over themselves to get with. So what's that tell you? That basically speaks volumes, because what that tells you is that black women a lot of times will appeal to a guy. If you come in that bitch dressed like Ghost, if you watch Power, dress like Ghost. That's how your shit need to be. If you're a man over 30, that's how you need to be dressing, right? If you need to be well groomed, your shit need to be. The episode yesterday, he met with Angela. I can't stand her ass, but he met with Angela. Oh, you've changed your look. Women pay attention to shit like that. They pay attention. Niggas don't. Y'all ain't doing. Your shit ain't together. I'm sorry. A lot of brothers is fucked up. When I go out, I'm gonna keep this shit above. When you go out, it's so easy to shut shit down with a lot of brothers. You know what? A lot of niggas sloppy. A lot of niggas shit just ain't crisp. It's not together. When you go out, a lot of these niggas do not know how to dress. A lot of these niggas in their 30s look like they in their 30s wearing damn teeny bopper looking ass outfits, right? You got that type of shit. You got niggas that still dress, but they dress like it's damn 2005, 2008 instead of 2018, right? There's a lot of guys that don't have their shit together. So if you a black man and you willing to put that extra effort in and go to the gym and get your body, you could be ugly. Let me tell you something. Women still want to fuck an ugly dude if he got a nice body. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be in a relationship with his ass. Women are wired different. They will get, if a nigga got a nice, if he got a nice body, I know plenty of ugly niggas that be in the weight room getting hella women. Women be acting a fool about these niggas. Why? Because they see muscles, they see a chest, they see rippling biceps and shoulders. That shit turn a woman on. That make them want to fuck. Biologically, they can't help that shit. Because biologically, they thinking, I gotta share my eggs with a man who is a great physical specimen. That's some old primal shit. So working out is another thing you can do. Until you give the best version of yourself, you cannot go out here and talk shit. You got dudes that they 17, 18 years old, somebody they want to go overseas because they can't find a woman. No, nigga, you 17, 18, you don't know what the fuck gonna happen. When I was 17, the type of women I was dealing with compared to the type of women I was dealing with in my 30s, it's completely night and day. A lot of chicks that socially probably would not have fucked with me because I wasn't as popular as Joe Bob. Or a lot of the chicks, I had plenty of chances in my 20s to date chicks that probably in high school would have acted stuck up, but when they got older, they was like, oh shit, he feeling out, he looking good. What you doing? Oh, you made, you going to Tuskegee? You made, oh, okay. Okay, well look, let me holler at you. I was at the club a while ago, a couple of months ago. Me and my homeboy. This chick, when we was in high school, everybody liked her. Now, I'm gonna give her credit. She still look good. She does. She held it together. No disrespect. No, I ain't gonna even disrespect. She still look good, right? She got a daughter, but her daughter like 19. She ain't got no more kids. Real attractive. You know, her daughter's in school. I think her daughter go to Alabama A&M or something, right? So I'm up there talking to her in the club. You know, we from high school, so we just talking. And my homeboy's like, ooh, man, you need to give her, man. She all up in your grill. I said, oh, that's the whole girl from high school, man. I've been knowing her for years, man. I probably could. I knew she was choosy, but I wasn't stressing about that shit. Like, I'm okay. Maybe she picked up on that. Like, he's not stressed about women. And I'm not. Most dudes that are stressed about women, there are reasons to that shit, man. When I say reasons, I'm not saying that you're not gonna go through some fuck shit in America because of our judicial system and a lot of shit black women do. I will admit they not perfect, they're not angels by no stretch. Now I made videos about their consumerism and about working out, a lot of shit. Their attitudes. I did a video about black women and their attitudes. How they need to lose that shit. So don't get it twisted. But don't tell me that all black women ain't shit and you're so bad you can only go overseas because they not on your level or they not on your level intellectually or they're not. Because a lot of black women say the same shit. That's what be funny. Like black women be saying the same shit. You know, like, well, I can't have a conversation with a black man. Like, really? You can't have a conversation? That's the same shit these brothers saying. So why don't y'all two connect? Well, there's other issues that people ain't talking about. You see what I'm saying? When you talk about a black woman having a child out of wedlock, but then you'll forgive a felon and look at a felon, well, it's not his fault. It's the system designed to keep him down. And well, shit. Both of them need to be. If you're gonna be that with these niggas that's felonies, even though they want to be good and drive trucks later, even though they might want to go out and do something, you gotta shit on them too, just like you shitting on these single moms if that's the case. Because I look at them as the same. But I don't shit on either one. You see what I'm saying? I'm being consistent. I don't shit on a felon. I understand you made a mistake. Okay, cool. I understand. Why the fuck can't a woman make a mistake at 18 and fuck the wrong dude? It happens. It happens. Every chick you fuck has been an angel. Every chick you done had sex with has been a woman that you would have wanted to have kids with. No, don't even lie like that. Don't even lie. And let me make this point and I got to go. When black men say, now I already read you the article, right? But also when black men say shit like, well, it's a problem when a black man can go outside and he doesn't have to change his culture or anything, and he could get with a woman from another race, but a black woman has a problem with him and call him lame, or he doesn't have enough game, then that means the black woman have a problem. That's a real short-sighted way of looking at it, because I'm going to tell you why. And this is my last point because I got to go. But black men that think like that haven't really thought this shit through, because if you really weigh it out, when it's all said and done, it's not that that woman is not fucking with you because you lame and you gotta have game and that means black women have a problem. It could be that when you leave, like when Bill Maher talked about President Obama, he made a point. He said, I thought the black guy was gonna be badass. Now why would he say that? Because there's a certain stigma that comes with being black in America. You're looked at as having high testosterone and being, you know, just fuck the rules. I'm black. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. I make my own rules. We have a bad boy image, and by not just black women, but not just by white women, white men, Asian women. Everybody looks at us as like aggressive. You see what I'm saying? So you have a certain stigma, and also when a woman dates a black man who is from, and she's Asian, white, Hispanic, whatever. She's pretty much rebelling anyway. Because believe me, her family don't want her doing this shit. Believe that. Her dad ain't cool with that shit 9 times out of 10. That's number one. Look at the, so these guys that's talking this, reasoning about this shit. Look at the guy that just got shot. I bet he got the guy that shot the guy in Florida. I'm gonna put the footage in here. Now you think that guy has a white niece at the University of Florida that you might want not try to fuck? See, you guys are talking this shit about getting outside your race and dating these women and they're better. You're dealing with a lot of racism within their families. You're dealing with basically, your phenotype being bred from existence, but you don't give a shit because all you care about is your individual happiness, which I understand, but you can find your individual happiness even if it takes a passport. But don't tell me that I got to do this shit just because, that's the only option I have. No, you doing that shit because a lot of times you benefiting from the image that they look at black people as. So when you have to date a white woman, it's not that, well, that's a problem because I can date a white woman, fine. Yeah, but look, Steve Urkel could probably go date a white woman, fine. Right? He probably could. That doesn't mean that Steve Urkel is, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's the point. It's like Steve Urkel's culturally within the black community. And a good point is the mystery method. Look at the mystery method and all that stuff. That book, The Mystery Method, and in the other book, The Game by Neil Strauss, right? And Eric Von, whatever his name was, that was mystery. In those books, they talk about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. They talk about walking up to women doing misdirection, magic tricks. That stuff don't work on black people. We got a different culture. You get what I'm saying? It's just culturally, and to sit and deny we have a different culture does not mean that one is better than the other. But that's the assumption. Well, there's a problem if I can go date a white woman, but I can't. No, if you sloppy and your shit ain't crisp, but you still go outside of your community and you're looked at as a bad boy because you're black, then yeah, you can benefit from that. But that doesn't mean that you get what I'm saying? It's almost like these people make these points, and I never really got to say this yesterday on the Hangout, but I was just like, man, that's bullshit. A lot of these brothers are lazy and don't want to do the shit they got to do to be crisp. Thank you. Have a good day.
I admit I done made some mistakes, and I have some imperfect ways. I admit I helped so many people, and them same damn people turn fake. I admit it was so hard to focus. I didn't go to classes. I admit that I dropped out of school. I admit that I wasn't that cool. I admit I just feel like retiring. Admit I just don't feel like trying. But all my real niggas around me keep telling me, Kels, fuck that, you gotta keep climbing. I admit it, I did. I done fuck with a couple of fans. I admit I'm a gift and a curse. I admit that I don't go to church. I admit it, I admit it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did it. I admit I got so many flaws. Told so many lies to these pros. Blew so much money, pop so many bottles. Yeah, I fuck a bitch just because. Nigga, I had a hell of a day, but I admit I was in my own way. I admit I had my mama crying over me. What else can a nigga say? I admit I can't spell for shit. I admit that all I hear is hits. I admit I couldn't read the teleprompter when the Grammys asked me to present. I admit I love God, but wait, it's so much temptation, but wait. Admit to the drinking and smoking too much, but it helped me get through the day. Won't say no names, I'm not a snitch, but one night at the Ritz, I did some shit I shouldn't have did. Went and fucked my niggas big. I admit that I did. I fucked my girlfriend's best friend. Yeah, I tapped that in back of my Benz. I admit I'm sorry for my sins. I admit it, I admit it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did it. Yeah. I admit I trust people too much. I admit I can't say such and such, but my lawyers told me settle this, even though it's bullshit. Kelly, protect your career. All these people in my ear. I admit I've been tempted by drugs. I admit that I just need a hug. I admit the devil talk to me sometimes, but the devil's not who I trust. I've been fucked by so many damn managers. Why they push me out front of these cameras? All this music I done gave to them, and now they play me like a fucking amateur. I got a life, yeah. I got a right, yeah. Cancel my shows. That shit ain't right. How they gon' say I don't respect these women when all I've done is represent? Take my career and turn it upside down, cause you met I've got some girlfriends. Hell with this record deal, it ain't worth this shit for real. Ain't seen my kids in years. They try and lock me up like Bill. How much can a nigga take? How much can a nigga pray? Just wanna do my music, stop stressing me. Please just let me age gracefully. I admit it, I made it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did it. They took my gift and they blind me. Where in the fuck is my money? Now here come this big ass conspiracy. I still got my fans, that's a blessing. Listen to heaven, just stay on my grind, and that's 24/7. And I know my mama Joanne is smiling down on me. I put that on reverend. Been a grown man since age 11. Man on the guap since 7. Rest in peace to my homie Kevin. I admit it, I made it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did.
Peace, Black Power. We got the great doctor and brother Umar Johnson up here. I want to thank Ross Simeon and Tassetti Studios for blessing us with this brother up here. I got one question for you, brother, because this seems to be an epidemic that's running rampant up here in Syracuse, New York. Why do black men, not black men, Negro men, date white women?
Very good question. One thing we have to understand when we talk about interracial relationship is we have to study the self-hatred that the black man has for himself. We often hear the counter-argument that black men marry white women because they fell in love with them. It was a random act of romance. That's not true. When you look below the surface, you will find that 98% of all interracial marriages in America are middle-class to upper-class black men and middle-class to lower-class white women. You will find that the white woman tends to gain socially and economically through her marriage with the black man. And the black man doesn't gain anything except marriage to a white woman. Rarely will you ever find a rich white woman marrying a poor black man. So this has nothing to do with love, because if it was random acts of romance, then you would find rich white women with poor black men. You never see that. You only see working class or middle class black men with white women who are not of the same social stature. Frantz Fanon, black psychiatrist who wrote the book Black Skin, White Mask, he dealt eloquently with this issue. Although he himself was married to a white woman, he did admit that black men marry white women because they want acceptance from the white race. A black man who marries a white woman doesn't believe that a black woman is good enough for him. He has internalized the racist white supremacist views that Europeans have of African people. And as far as he's concerned, a black woman can't do anything but shine his shoes. He believes that he would be better suited with a white woman because by being with the white woman, his inferiority complex in the presence of the white man is somehow dented, because now he has a white woman just like the white man has a white woman. So most black men who marry white women have low self-esteem. And the reason they marry the white woman is because they believe that by marrying her, they will feel a little bit more equal to white men. But here's the issue, and I don't say this to be disrespectful, I say it because it's the truth. The white women who black men marry, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the white women who black men marry are the white women that no other white man wants. And this is something that no one wants to deal with. If a white woman could have a white man who had the money of the black man she married to, then she would be with the white man. No white woman is going to marry Tiger Woods if she can have Donald Trump, okay? She's not going to marry any black man if she can have a white man who's in a much better place financially. They tend to get the white women that other white men didn't want. And I don't say that to be disrespectful, it's just a fact. Now we have a situation where a lot of black women are now dating white men. Again, you are only marrying the white men that other white women didn't want. And we have to recognize this. There's no white man that's going to marry a black woman if he could have married someone with the same education and income earning potential from his own racial stock. Why we have to stop doing this is because when you bring a biracial child into the world, who I do consider to be African, being a Garveyite, but there are some contradictions within them because they belong to two races who are at opposite ends of the racial spectrum. And so when you have a mother who's black and a father who's white, or a father who's black and a mother who's white, that puts you at a position of cognitive dissonance. You don't really know where you stand. Now, your white relatives will never accept you as European, but you don't feel that you quite fit in with your black ones, and a lot of times our biracial brothers and sisters are picked on, humiliated, they're isolated. So to cut down on all of this nonsense, we got to have black men marrying black women and black women marrying black men. There is no benefit to African people by having so many of our black men, those who are most educated, those who are most financially stable, to be going outside of the race. It is nothing more than an example of self-hatred. Let me say this in closing. Black men marry outside of their race more than the men of every other race put together. Black men marry white women more than Chinese men, white men, Asian men, Indian men marry black women. We are the only man in this country who is more willing to marry outside of his race than in his race. Certainly you will see Chinese men, you will see white men, you will see East Indian men marry outside of their race, but not to the extent that black men do it. In 1967, there was a Supreme Court case called Loving versus Virginia. In Loving versus Virginia, a white man sued all the way up to the United States Supreme Court for a right to marry a black woman. And as a result of that, the Supreme Court eliminated all anti-miscegenation laws in the country. From 1967 to 2011, from 1967, when the Supreme Court struck down anti-miscegenation law, to today, black men have outpaced the men of every other race in their desire to marry women who are not African. It is nothing more than another case of self-hatred.
Beautiful. And I just want to add just one thing to that. As somebody who is a half-breed, a dignified bastard that I like to look at myself as, Dr. Umar, I don't give white folks no opportunity. I don't give them no chance. I will, as a matter of fact, most Negroes who are in my presence when I lambast white folks, they run, they scared, they act like I'm embarrassing them, and they have parents that are, both parents that are black. Now here I am, just half, and you act like you don't want to identify with me, all because I'm beating up on your slave master. But what should I do? If I'm in the middle of all of this, I'm going to look at truth above any and everything. And I don't give a damn about white folks. This is Baba speaking for himself now. Sometimes you produce something that you can't get rid of. And I will agree that the black man definitely needs to come into his own, leave these white women alone, because you're creating a mess. And you can't expect, if the fruit of the tree is sick, you don't look at the fruit and then don't check the tree that produced it. If I'm sick, then it's just a reflection of you in the mirror. Peace.
Let me speak to that. Right now, we have a global situation where a lot of Africans, men and women, are dating outside of their race because they believe we live in a post-racial society. Understand the four stages of white supremacy. First, white supremacy establishes itself. White supremacy then maintains itself. White supremacy then expands itself. And then white supremacy refines itself. We are in the stage of refinement. Refinement means that white supremacy has perfected the art of not looking like white supremacy. For example, you see a lot of African men marrying outside of their race all across the world. But they fail to recognize that the woman they're marrying marrying, who's normally a white woman, belongs to the global white supremacist order. So although he's the husband and she's the wife, she still has the power. At any point in that relationship, she could pick up a telephone, accuse him of a particular crime, and regardless of whether he committed it or not, his whole life would be changed. Furthermore, we have to recognize that women live longer than men. So if I, as an African man, marry a European woman, or a Chinese woman, or an East Indian woman, or an Arab woman, whatever wealth I accumulated in my life, when I die, my wealth goes over to the woman of that race. We need that money to build the institutions and industries. So how does a black man with full consciousness, who claims to be loyal to his mother and loyal to his people, marry a woman who is not in the image of his mother, whom he knows after he dies is going to take his resources and give them to her race, not his? Marrying outside of your race for an African man anywhere on earth is one of the greatest acts of racial betrayal, treason, and treachery. It is absolutely intolerable and disrespectful to black women. With so few black women finding husbands, how do you find it within your soul to marry somebody else's daughter who you know is only eloping with you because you have education, income, economics, privilege, position, or property? These women are not marrying poor black men. They're marrying well-educated black men on purpose. It has nothing to do with love. If it was about love, why can't we find rich East Indian women, rich Chinese women, rich white women marrying poor black men? Why is it always well-educated and stable black men marrying poor white women, Chinese women, or East Indian women? In Africa right now, we have a situation in Nigeria where African women are marrying Chinese men. Chinese men are exploiting these women's desire to marry outside of their race and hopefully improve their economic stability. So sisters are reaching out for the Chinese men because they're poor. And when they see the Chinese face, they assume that all of them are wealthy, which is not true. In fact, most of the Chinese coming into Africa are coming there poor, but they become rich off of us. And so what's going to happen is history is going to repeat itself. These Chinese men are going to have babies with our African sisters, and those babies will be 100% citizens of the nation of Nigeria and other nations where this is taking place, because Nigeria is not the only one. So the children, the biracial Chinese African children, will be 100% citizens of Nigeria, but they will be raised by their Chinese fathers to be loyal to the mother country of China. So these African Chinese will be African in body, but Chinese in mind. And they're going to use the next generation of African Chinese interracial babies to reconquer the entire West Africa because of our hatred for ourselves. This has happened before. The East Indians did it in South Africa. The Arabs did it in East Africa. This has happened before. The white man did it all throughout Africa, mixing with our children and using the babies, the biracial offspring, the psychologically confused offspring, to work in the interest of the country that rules. And so they're going to use those children to serve China, serve India, serve Europe. They look black, but their minds will be psychologically engineered by that other non-African parent to work against the best interests of our mother country. I am totally 100%, as the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said, we are against interracial dating. The only marriage I respect is a black man with a black woman. I do not respect a black man with a white woman, a black woman with a white man, or any other race, including a black woman with a black woman or a black man with a black man. I don't do that nonsense either. The only African marriage is the traditional African marriage, and that's a black man with an African.